ضيفتي كارولين لابوشير بدأت مسيرتها بعرض الأزياء، كان عمرها 54 سنة، وصارت أول عارضة أزياء دولية شعرها رمادي أو شعرها أبيض أو شعرها شايب. بتحدث أنا وياها اليوم عن التقدم بالعمر، وعن الهوية وإعادة اكتشاف الذات، وعن سن التغيير أو المينوبوز، وشو بيعني فعلاً أنه توجد المرأة نفسها مش رغم التقدم بالعمر بل بسبب التقدم بالعمر. Usually by the age of 50, women start to retreat, kind of. You stepped out and you became a model at age 54, I believe.
Correct.
So what made you step out?
I think it was being given the opportunity to realize that there was somewhere to step out to, because that's the issue, that we are taught that it's time to become invisible. As you say, step down, your children come forward, and you wait to become useful again, which is when you become a grandmother. And during that period of time, you just kind of fizzle. I think anyway, realizing there's a choice.
Realizing there's a choice.
Yes.
You weren't ready to retreat. You weren't ready to become invisible.
I think I would have done, and I do remember feeling invisible. You've got that whole menopause thing going, yes, that you don't necessarily know. And it just happens gradually until there's nothing left, because you don't know that you're allowed a passion. You don't know that there's so much exciting stuff out there to grab it and wake up in the morning and think, what's going to happen today? Instead of, it's another day.
But you knew, I mean, at one point, you figured it out and you decided you were going to do something about it. Was there an event? Was there
the modelling job that came out of the blue, and I had never modelled. I was working in Arabian Ranches at Jess as a receptionist.
Okay.
And it was just a part-time job, and I was going to say just a mum, which is a terrible term. I was a mother, I was a wife, I was wife of. And
but that wasn't enough.
It was at the time, because that's the way I was brought up to be. And so there was no expectation of anything else. I was standing behind my husband. But it wasn't a choice. It was just the way it was.
So that opportunity came up. You said it came out of the blue, a modelling job.
Yes.
Which is, I would say, scary for anyone who has been sort of like in what you're describing, in the background of everybody else's life.
Why would I even think I could do that?
Yes.
But I did. I said yes. And it was one of the best days ever. It was so exciting, and I was treated so well. I had my hair and my makeup done. I mean, that's never happened in my life of, the 54 years of my life. And I thought, my gosh, I love this. I think I want to do more of this. So I was in Dubai trying to get jobs. But in a no man's land of not being the old granny, the grey wrinkly one, or not being the mum. And there's kind of a no man's land in the middle. So that's what I had to tackle.
At age, not 50, but at age 38 or 39, I was approached out of the blue to work in television as a news anchor. And the shock, my shock was bigger than anyone else's shock. Can I do it? Would I do it? And that was a very scary thing, to sit in front of the camera. And I was already, approaching 40 and not thinking too much of myself. And I had been only a mother for 2 girls. I'd had part-time jobs here and there to support the family, but I had never thought that I would be sitting in front of a camera and talking to 40 million people all at once.
Wow.
But I did that. And
did you know?
And I didn't.
That you could?
I didn't. I knew that I could do anything. That was something that was always in me. I knew that I could, if I put my mind to something, I will be able to do it. It was very scary, despite that, and I was nervous and anxious for years, but I did it. And as you rightly you say as well, it was the best day of my life, the best days of my life, and I loved it, still love it, and would do it any day that you would ask me to do it. So it's interesting how when we just open ourselves up a little bit to opportunity, to grab it and say yes.
But you become more nervous. As you age, there are so many things to be scared of.
Exactly.
Even going out by yourself or driving somewhere, that you'd second guess yourself as you age.
So do you think that is because of, is it physiological? Is it our biology? Something changing in our biology as we're aging, so we start to, because the biology is not only happening from the neck down, it's also happening inside our heads. Or is it all the stories that we've been fed, and like you also just said, we were told this, we were not told the other?
Yeah, well, I guess you watch your mother. So you watch how that process happened. If you think back to when your mother was 50, she seemed really old at 50. And I guess, my grandmother, it was just different. And now we have so many opportunities. And my grandmother was 97 when she died. So if I'm 61 now, I've got years ahead of me.
Touch wood.
To be excited about life. I'm not ready to give up on life. I don't want to just exist.
Okay, I love that. So what is in store for you? What are you looking forward to?
No flipping idea. But that's part of the excitement. You have no idea what is going to happen next. What invitation is going to arrive, who you're going to meet.
That's the beauty of life.
It is. And saying yes, because you have no idea what that opportunity is going to bring you. So even if you think, shall I, shan't I, just do it.
But you need to be prepared for it. I mean, opportunities will come up. You need to be prepared and open to be able to receive it. Very good. You have and a roll-on. So how do you? Let me ask you this question early on. How do you prepare for a future that you don't know what's coming in? Surely you need to prime yourself one way or another, especially that you're a woman, and us as women, we have so many elements to us and so many verticals, and we're carers to our children and to our parents once we get to this age. We are involved in communities. We wear so many different hats. How do we prepare for a future that we don't know what's?
We have WhatsApp.
Yes.
We have ways of speaking to each other. My children are grown up. They're 29 and 31. They can look after themselves if I go away for a week. I'm on the phone. But I think it's really important to... Your husband is your husband. He's got a life. You've got a life. You have to be together at some point, because if you just keep going separately, that doesn't work. So you have to come back together and realize that you two are a unit, and your children will go, but they will keep coming back. They always keep coming back.
They don't go too far, do they?
But it is really important to have a solid base at home. So it doesn't matter if I go away for a week. He's chilled. My husband's chilled about it. He probably loves it, actually, if I go away for a week, because he has Netflix himself. And the kids are happy. I'm not under anyone else's rules. So I think letting go of some of the things that you are in control of at home and giving the control over, I think is quite healthy.
No, absolutely, I agree. I think we overload ourselves and we overestimate our importance in other people's lives, don't we?
Yeah,
sometimes.
possibly.
But it's their dependence on us that makes us think, I need to be there, I need to stay there, I need to continue to problem solve for everybody. But as women, that's what we instinctively want to do.
Somebody said, I said my husband is the most important person in my life and my best friend. He has to be, because he is the person that I'm going to be with forever. Again, that's wood. But somebody messaged me and said, you're so wrong. Your children are the most important thing. And I said, but they have their own lives. They'll call me when they need me, and I'll call them when I need them, but you can't hang on to them. And we don't do the regular meals on a Sunday, or the thing, if we lived in England, maybe we would do the roast on a Sunday every Sunday, but we don't have that lifestyle. They're busy, I'm busy, everybody's busy doing their own thing, and then we all come together at Christmas or whatever.
Right.
And we all get on. It's just the way our family unit works.
And that independence, or better, maybe I should say it in a better way, that reduced interdependence allows you the space to do what you like to do, and so tell me a little bit about freedom.
Yeah, but I mean, I can go to the cinema on a Friday morning if I wanted to. It's a great time of life. Don't you think?
I fully agree. I'm the same age as you.
It's just a great time. And there are so many, we've done the children thing. And 40-year-olds are like, oh, I'm so exhausted. I've got this, that, and the other. Yes, we did that too.
Yes.
We came out the other end. Life can get better. And it really does if you change the mindset.
So tell me a little bit about your work. You pick and choose your work. You work when you want to. And what does it entail? What does it demand of you?
Learning. Yes. I'm not an academic. I don't read things and remember them. I speak to experts and I ask the questions, tell me like a 4-year-old.
Okay.
Because
nothing wrong with that.
I need to understand what you're saying, and I don't necessarily understand what you're saying. And there will be people watching. So I do quite a lot of lives on Instagram.
Okay.
And there are people who also don't understand, because people are scared to ask why or how, or they feel silly. Do you know what I mean? So no question is silly. If you don't understand things, then ask.
Oh, no, absolutely. I mean, the best questions, as an interviewer and a news anchor for years, I know that the best questions are the simplest questions. And it's not about you as when you're doing an interview or asking questions. If you're the person asking the questions, it is about the person who is answering them. So your duty and your role is to try and facilitate, not to try and come out as smart as possible, asking very difficult questions with very big words in them.
It's definitely not happening with me.
It doesn't. It does. I mean, you alienate your audience anyway if that were to happen.
Yes. So I speak to experts, and the experts impart their knowledge to the people, and it's experts in my life and hopefully in your life, whether it's a heart surgeon or a menopause expert or style. I mean, it could be absolutely anything, but anything that affects you in your life is going to affect me in my life to some degree. So they're the people I like to speak to.
Yeah, and so in that role, you're the conduit. You are the proxy for your audience.
Yes.
You're asking the questions on their behalf.
Yes.
Is this...
It's my passion.
This is your passion.
Yeah.
Do you do much modelling still?
A bit. I have done a couple of jobs where I've had wrinkles drawn on my face.
Okay.
It's
Added on?
Added on.
How
yes.
interesting.
I said I'd worked so hard not to have them. you're drawing on them.
Yeah. Go figure.
So there
must have been a man's idea.
Probably. But there again, I'm kind of not one or the other. I'm still in that no man's land, which is frustrating.
In what way?
Magazines will still have a token aging person, but it's not the norm. It's assumed that we're aspiring to be younger. I certainly don't want to be any other age than the age I am now. I'm very happy and content. I'm not inspired. I'm inspired by what they're wearing, and I like to twist it and wear the same thing, but I would still prefer to see maybe middle-aged, and I think 60 is middle-aged. If you're going to live until you're 100, then surely 50, 60 is middle-aged. People in magazines on a regular basis, and that still isn't happening.
No. What is aging? How would you describe aging to somebody who's... I was trying to do that this morning with my Pilates instructor. She is, bless her heart, approaching 40, and she's starting to feel certain things.
That's the age.
Yes, in her body. And I'm encouraging her to go for HRT from now in her perimenopause. Mm-hmm. We can talk about that a bit later. I'm a big advocate for that.
Good.
And I'm trying to describe to her why she needs to do that. Trying to describe to her what aging is like. And I failed miserably. How would you describe it?
What is aging? Well, what I'm fighting is the groaning when you get up from the sofa. the ability to move and bend. Again, fighting it, not giving into it. It's saying you can't do things. It's being more timid, losing your self-confidence, which you do tend to get back with HRT.
Yes.
It's walking differently. It's your demeanour. It's the downward smile. If you sit in a coffee shop and you see the people who are aging, they're not thinking, maybe I'm the only person who thinks it's, but what is somebody thinking when they see me? So I try, even if I'm just walking around the mall, to have an upturned, not a grin or a big smile, but to be putting a positive air out there.
I like what you said about how you've described aging as trying not to groan when you get up from your chair, but also try to not to become more timid or lose your confidence, because the two are happening in parallel. And which is the more difficult to fight, do you think?
I think in some ways, as you age, you can say too much. Do you know you don't really care? But, I'm just going to give you my opinion.
Yeah.
Do you think that's an aging thing? I think
so. I think this comes from having seen it all, done it all, almost all.
Yeah.
But
life knowledge.
Yeah, and I can be quite straightforward with my opinion.
More so now than you used to be?
Oh, for me, yes. Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
But that also came back after I regained my confidence, because I also left it a bit too late to start hormone replacement.
How old were you?
Must have been about 54, maybe 54. Yeah. So did not start with perimenopause.
No, didn't know.
No, didn't know. Exactly. Let's talk a little bit about that. Why don't they tell us? Why don't we tell
because
the
our
girls?
Mothers didn't know.
Did you tell your daughter? Are you talking to your daughter about menopause?
For sure. Well, I've done so many lives on it. My son knows about it.
Yeah.
And I think it's really important to talk to your sons as well as your daughters.
Yes.
My husband thinks he went through menopause, having gone through it with me, and he does consider himself a little bit of an expert. because I've also invited him on to Alive to speak to a doctor, just to hear that it isn't just me acting differently, bouncing off the walls, up here, down here, crying, whatever. It's normal for so many women, and our mothers didn't tell us. And schools still, I don't know if they do still talk about menopause.
I don't know either, but I don't think they do, and because GPs don't talk about menopause, you get doctors telling you
either.
You get doctors telling in their clinics telling you that they, in all their training as medical professionals, they get half an hour's training or exposure to menopause.
And many would tell you that it was too late. But in fact, it is found that you can go on it in your 70s.
Yes.
Because it will benefit you even at that age.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's why I am a great advocate for doing something, helping yourself. We don't have to spend half of our life, half the person we used to be as women, because that's what happens to
brain, bones, heart. It is incredibly important, but many women are still scared. And I still get messages from women saying, what is HRT? And you think, my goodness, it's 2026 still.
And people are scared and they worry about risks that come with it.
And yet we take hormones. We take thyroid medication for thyroid. But you don't question that.
And you give younger women the pill, which is a hormone.
Yes.
Again. So the case for HRT, I think, is, as far as I'm concerned now, is made. It's just a case of getting the younger women to get on that bandwagon early enough, to get the full benefit, because you don't want to completely lose what you have before you start building it up again. I think
the young women are good at tracking periods and things, which is quite helpful if you've been tracking it for so many years, that you can see when things start to go wrong. But even things like heavy periods and pain, and you still hear of girls going to bed for the first 24 hours, 48 hours, because they just are disabled. That shouldn't be happening. And they're not seeing the right doctors to help them. Because, again, we're told it's just normal. You're just supposed to suffer. But you're not. There is a doctor out there who can help you. And if you can't find a doctor, you can DM me and I will do my best. And I'll put the word out there and find a doctor for you to see, because painful periods are not right.
Tell me a little bit about how you fight the physical onset of aging. Exercise, what's your routine like?
Definitely. I love stretching.
Okay.
And in fact, it was my mission to do the splits by the time I was 60, having never done it before in my life. And I kept thinking all the way up, I was thinking maybe some people just can't do it. And I'd say every person whose class I was taking, I'd say, do you think it's possible that I can't do them? And they'd say, no, you can do it. Sure enough, I did it.
Oh, well done.
Yeah.
Okay.
Can't do it now, but it was just a mission to do it for myself.
Oh, well done. Good for you. I cannot do them, not for anything.
But I just wasn't ready to give up.
Good for you.
And I'm not ready for the aches and pains. So if you keep using, what's that saying? If you don't use it, you'll lose it.
Exactly.
So it is, and don't just go for I'm just going to do yoga. Do some horrible things like lifting weights. I don't enjoy it at all, but it's so important.
It's important for bones. And
so you just got to do some of the
but I find
not fun things.
Not fun, definitely not fun, but I find lifting heavy is not only important for bones, but it's also important for the brain, because you look at that two 22 kilo kettlebells that you're going to have to pick up and walk in for a minute or two. And you think, I cannot do that. And when you do it, you teach your brain that you can overcome. And so this is why lifting heavy is also important, because you are training your brain to continue to fight for you, to continue to overcome problems, obstacles.
I'm thinking you're inspiring me, because I'm thinking I've just got my leg in the air this morning doing donkey kicks, thinking, can I keep doing this? And that was no weights at all. That was just my leg.
Yes.
But I did it.
Yeah.
You're surrounded by 30-year-olds in the gym, and you just think, I'm going to do it. I'm going to, you're next to me and I'm competing against you now.
Yeah, I think it's very important to keep that up and keep challenging yourself to get yourself
and
places.
Surrounding yourself with younger people. I know we both have daughters, so that is very helpful. Again, I think that's very helpful in the aging process. But you know that saying of it takes a village. Surrounding yourself with different age groups is also very good, I think, of keeping you young, keeping you up to date and challenging you.
Absolutely. Do you also, do you have elders that you look after or you look out for at least?
I don't. My mother's in England. So we just speak on the phone.
But I'm sure even with that, you're trying to make sure, ask her about her day.
Very stubborn.
Is she?
Yes. I think that
find
may
that
be
so not strange.
Yes, I don't think I know anybody who has a parent, an elderly parent who isn't stubborn. There's this plug that you can get that can go in the TV. It's a sort of an extension. So you can be told on an app every time the TV goes on or the kettle is boiled.
Okay.
My mum won't have one. I said, but Mum, you could be lying on the floor and I wouldn't know, except I'd see, she didn't turn the TV on at 5 o'clock.
Yes.
But she won't have it. And I have a friend who has, she employs a physio to go to her father. She's fighting every flippant day to get him to open the door.
They do get stubborn. And I guess we are going to get stubborn as we get older as well.
That is us.
Yeah. But I also find, just from my experience with my mother, who's also stubborn.
Where is she?
She's in Lebanon.
Okay.
She stayed with me the last 3 months. She was here, left a couple of weeks ago. And stubbornly, she wanted to go back, despite all the upheaval that's going on in Lebanon at the moment. But we argued for weeks that she wants to go and I want her to stay. And then I thought, I can't make her do anything. It's not my right to impose my judgment on the situation on her.
Because we think we know better.
Yes. So it is really up to her. And despite the fact that she's older, 88 years old, she can still make her own decisions and take responsibility for her own decisions. My duty and role is to make it as easy and comfortable for her as possible. Because that's what I would want when I'm older. I wouldn't want anybody imposing their will or judgment on me.
No, that is true. But my mum's at home in England and alone and won't come here. And it's tough. But nothing I can do. Yeah.
Talk about relationships within the family and relationships with your husband. How many years have you been married?
35.
35 years?
Yes.
Mashallah, as you say.
Yes. I'm finding...
What's that like?
Right now I'm finding it quite challenging because he's doing the Tour de France in July. There are a group of them with Wolfie from Wolfie's bike shop, and they are doing the tour ahead of the tour. So he is getting up at 2:30 in the morning, 3:30, and of course I wake up, the dogs are awake, and then I go back to sleep again. And he's just exercising, sleeping and eating pretty much at the moment, which I'm finding quite challenging.
You're supporting. Is that the challenging part?
I'm probably not being as supportive as I could be. realistically.
Okay.
I'm
It's a confessional. You can tell me.
Yeah, I'm finding the timing, I want to, completely honestly, the selfishness of it. And he'll be gone for the whole of July. It's costing a lot of money to do it. He is doing it for charity, which is wonderful. But still, it's been a few months now of this getting up at 2:30 in the morning.
If it's any consolation, you're not the first biker's wife that has told me that she just cannot get behind this biking stuff for her husband. One of them said that she really finds it very selfish of him.
I think
Why is that?
It is not as selfish as I think climbing Everest, which I've always felt, having watched the documentaries on it, and you possibly are going to die or stop somebody else dying, because that always happens in the movies. I think that's incredibly selfish. Luckily, he doesn't do anything like that. He is an Iron Man, so he's always done exercise, but he's always taken a day off. This time he's not taking any days off at all, and he's gone for hours.
But surely recovery is as important as exercise.
Well, he knows what he's doing because he is an athlete.
Do you have the same views on health and wellness?
For sure, yeah, definitely. Aging advocates. He wants to be one of the oldest people to do, or the oldest person to do an Ironman. So he's sorted for the rest of his life. I don't know why I'm just finding this one particularly difficult. I think it's because of the not having the day off.
Yeah.
There is no, selfishly, there's no time for me in the last few months because it has been eat, sleep, bike. Yeah, it's really bad. Maybe I need to rethink that a bit. But yeah, it'll be over by August.
Do you have a group of girlfriends? Do you have a tribe around you?
I don't really. I think I have a tribe in people who believe the same thing, and people that you can say anything to without, like I just said to you, admitted that I was not being as supportive to my husband as I should be. But yeah, you should be able to say anything in front of a good friend and them not to take it so seriously that you're a bad person. Because you're allowed to have thoughts. They might not be good thoughts, but if you can't say them out loud sometimes without offending someone, then how do you clear it? Do you know what I mean? It's being scared to say something out loud. But if you're a good friend, I should be able to say it.
Yeah, absolutely, without fear of judgment.
Yes.
Fear of being judged.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's one of the pillars of wellness, to have both things, to have friends that you trust enough that you can share things with, and also sharing is very important for you to stay well and healthy mind and
yes,
be able to to process.
I have quite a lot of guy friends.
Yeah.
Gay guy friends.
Okay.
And I love them to bits. And they tend to be incredibly honest. So I love hanging out with them. But girls, especially in Dubai, you find that people leave, they come and go.
True.
But having been ex-military, I think that's because David, my husband is my best friend because we moved every year or 2 years for 30 years. And so you'd make a friend and think, that's it, she's my best friend. And then they'd go or we'd go. And you don't necessarily stay in touch because you go somewhere and then another lady comes along and then you think, she's my new best friend. Do you know what I mean? It's just, everything's so temporary. So I haven't really found, a best friend that's stayed with me for years. Like people have school friends.
Yes. But it's a big statement to say that your husband is your best friend. How do you maintain friendship in a marriage?
He has to be, because he's my constant.
Yes, that's true. But also...
And he knows me better than anyone else.
But they say familiarity breeds contempt sometimes. And
it does.
So you can see after years of marriage, it starts to get tired, it starts to get heavy. And calling it a friendship as opposed to, not opposed to, in addition maybe, but we're not calling it love, we're not calling it dependence, we're calling it a friendship. I think that's beautiful.
Yeah, I do. When you say you love somebody, it is very different to liking somebody. Mm-hmm. And so I do say I love him and I like him. Yeah. Because, like you said, they are very different things. He has to be, even though he annoys me, I annoy him, we're going to be coming back to the house together. We're going to be sleeping together. We have never slept in separate beds in the same house. It was a rule in the very beginning that you would never say you go to the guest room or whatever. Mm. We don't always stop an argument when we go to bed, like they say you should.
It's difficult.
In reality, it doesn't necessarily. I'm a girl. What can I say? He's a boy. We're different. Mm. But we know each other well enough to come back together at the end.
What sort of expectations come into from the partner, come into a relationship when it's a marriage as opposed to a less committed relationship?
Ooh, gosh.
Heavy? We can scratch that.
I think
what are your expectations from a
husband? From a girl's point of view, it's serious insecurity. I'm thinking of a particular relationship that I know of at the moment, and she doesn't know if she's coming or going. They don't have a home together. So her nesting instinct is there. What is she supposed to do? If they're in a rented accommodation, and so she can't do anything to the house, and that's a big thing in our heads, isn't it, to create a home, and then he's maybe gone or says, I need a trip, I'm going away for a month. Well, married people don't. Well, David's doing that in July, so I was going to say married people don't generally do that, maybe for work, but not for fun. But I should have known because David's father went off for a year to ride the Andes on a couple of horses.
Oh,
and
wow.
I felt for his mother so much because she's in England. The pipes are bursting in the winter, and she's got horses to look after, and he left her to do everything, and I really felt for her.
Wow.
So I should have known that he was going to do the same, even if it was
he's only going for a month, and it's the Tour de France, and
I know. It's got to be done.
He needs it. Maybe he comes back a better person.
He's a good person. When it comes down to it, he's a good, kind person, and I don't think you can want more than that.
Yeah, so that was my question. What are your expectations from a husband in a marriage?
To understand that we're different, that we have hormones, that we aren't in control of the hormones. My son has always said, actually, when he's had a girlfriend, she cries. It's like, yeah, all girls cry.
People
it's
cry.
Just, but girls, They cry. And
You know, men have hormones too.
I know, and their testosterone goes down, and
that's called the andropause.
Yeah, but David doesn't have that because he exercises so much.
Yes.
So he has plenty of testosterone.
Yes.
But yes, andropause is a big thing.
I had a guest here a couple of weeks ago, and we were talking to my doctor, and we talked about how men's hormone levels start to drop. That's when they go through their what we call the midlife crisis, and they become aggressive, and they become overwhelmed, and they become a little bit also foggy and lost, and
they buy a racing car, and they do some weird things. Yeah, yes. You're right.
Yeah, and we'll need supplementation as well.
Yes.
Just a note for all men out there.
Yes. Yeah, because they don't know either.
So you never had a corporate job?
No, I was brought up to get married.
Okay.
Yes.
And how old were you when you got married?
I was 27.
Get married.
So not young. I mean, not like, you know, in countries like this where girls get married very early. But so I was sent out to do my cooking course. I did my cordon bleu, and I did my sewing course, pattern cutting, and I had jobs. Travelled a bit. I went and lived in Palm Beach as an au pair, and I worked in a bar in Australia for a year. I just wanted to see the world. I've always been curious, and I'm still curious.
What is your favorite time or favorite age for you? What was
right now?
When did you feel you were at your best?
Right now.
Yeah.
And I just expect it to continue next year. But, you know, we've never been this age before. We have no idea what we're supposed to do, supposed to be. So we can make it up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's our prerogative.
No, absolutely. So you're an influencer on social media.
Yes.
Do you enjoy the community that you've created on social media?
I do.
You interact with it?
Yeah.
What does it give you?
It's helping women, helping people. I'm asked questions every day, and I will try and find an expert who can answer if I can't answer the question myself. I love helping people.
What do you find are people's, within your community, their biggest problems that need solving? What do you find people confused about these days or wanting to find out more?
It's not doing something for themselves. I find that the most frustrating. So I'll have the same conversation for quite a few years with some of these lovely ladies who are not helping themselves, because we help our children and our husbands first.
So one should be a little bit more selfish?
You have to be, in order to be the best person for your family. You have to be selfish. But I haven't got enough money to get my heart checked, or even to go on to HRT, because it's a blooming expensive thing. Haven't got enough money to go and see a doctor who's going to help me go on to HRT. But I have to find money for my daughter's teeth. She needs braces. So you're going to use the money for your daughter and forget about yourself. Put yourself to one side. And you're maybe at the most difficult time of your life when you've got all of these symptoms. So you're a teenager, as in the hormones, and you're crying or you're throwing things around, and everyone's looking at you like you're an alien, and you don't understand it either, and you're still giving. So I think that the most frustrating thing is that women are not putting themselves first, because we're not allowed to be selfish.
Who presses that yes, allow, no, do not allow button?
you have to do it. It's mindset, isn't it? You're taught by your mother the way she did it. And my mother threw the things around the kitchen. And my father didn't know she was going through menopause. We didn't know she was going through menopause. So she suffered in silence. Well, it wasn't very quiet, but she suffered. And look after yourself first. If you are healthy, and also you're teaching that to your children, aren't you? That I'm not on this earth just for you. I am my own person. I have my own identity. And you tend to forget that during the parenting years.
Yeah, because it's ingrained in us, in our heads, that to be a good parent, you have to be that total giver, totally devoted, totally
there,
attentive,
on call.
all the time. It's funny because we always say, but we're each on our own journey. Everybody's got to go through their journey in their life. But then you look at your child and you think, I'm not going to leave it to her to fix her teeth when she's 27 after she started working and earned some money and put it away. Although that would have been leaving people to their journey. I'm going to fix her teeth now so she can have better prospects in the future. That's what we want. But we also live vicariously through our children. We want to achieve things we did not achieve for ourselves through them, don't you think?
Well, Mimi actually followed along. She didn't go to university either, and left school early to model in London. So she was at school here, left to go to London. So I'm not living my life through her. Is that wrong? No.
I'm just putting it. No, not at all. I'm just putting it out there to hear your views on this. Some people will think that.
If you haven't found a passion of your own, and women don't even know what their passion is. So to say, no, sorry, I can't babysit tonight because I'm ballroom dancing.
Yeah.
You're not going to do that. You can say, no, I can't do the ballroom dancing because my daughter needs me. But in fact, you could find somebody else to babysit. It's just you're the easy option.
But women are like that not only as regards their children, but also as regards partners and husbands and some of us parents as well. A lot of women will put others ahead of.
Because that is what we're taught. That is what a woman does. But if I'm invited somewhere, I'm probably gonna go.
Okay.
My husband can feed himself.
Yeah.
He's a grown-up. So, I have become more selfish. I'm loving my life. I want to live it with him, but I also want to explore the world. And if he can't come with me, then I'm going to go alone.
Yeah, he's off to France for a month. And he's, prioritizing himself and what his purpose in life, maybe his ambition,
his passion
to become, and his passion to be the first, the eldest to finish
Iron Man.
Iron Man.
Yeah.
So
it's so important to have a passion, something that lights you up.
What's yours?
It's helping people.
Aside from that,
being with people.
What do you do for yourself when you're by yourself? What's that thing?
Ooh. Probably watching Asian Netflix.
Is it that good? I've never.
I'm totally addicted. It
Really?
makes me cry. It makes me laugh because I have to read the subtitles.
Okay.
So I'm not on my phone. I'm just engrossed, and the stories are so good. So I literally sit watching the TV, and I will laugh out loud. That doesn't really happen with any other genre that I have found. Proper laugh out loud and cry and totally get into it.
Maybe you should get in touch with them and get a
cameo.
A cameo
Do you
in one
think?
of them. Yes.
They age beautifully. Oh my gosh, the skin on that.
Let's talk about beauty. Let's talk about this. You have beautiful skin.
Thank you.
What's your skin routine then?
My skin routine would be an oil cleanser. I love an oil cleanser. You have great skin too.
Thank you.
Microneedling, I'm doing at the moment. Many of the surgeons that I have spoken to love microneedling. They are very pro that.
Which is effectively, for people who may not know, it's a bunch of needles in a...
Yes, it scratches the surface.
Yeah, and then that...
produces
tells the collagen, the body to produce more collagen.
But I'd always say to them, remember my age, because you're saying the collagen, you're going to get 40% more collagen. I'm saying, okay, 40% of what? Because 40% of something of a 30-year-old is going to be different to a 40% of something to me, being 60. So it definitely helps. And it gives you a glow. I mean, it's got to be good, hasn't it? Because you're irritating the skin and everything in your body is going, we'll come there, we'll come and help you. So it's good so that's what I'm doing at the moment, microneedling. I'm a big advocate for anything that you want to do. If you want cosmetic surgery, don't listen to the people who say, but you're so lucky to be your age. Why would you do something? Well, why would a 30 or 40-year-old do it? I didn't have enough money at that age. Now I have enough money to do that, and there are things that I want to change, so I'm going to do them. If you are the person that goes to the mirror, which I laughed when you said your Pilates teacher was 40, coming up to 40. 40 is the age where people start to go, that is the age. And men too.
Yeah, absolutely. More men these days than women, I think.
Yes. So I think whichever route you choose is the right route for
Is there anything that's too much? I mean, some people will opt for a touch of Botox here or there. Some people will opt for injectables. And, of course, a facelift or a more intrusive procedures. Is there anything that, would you say that there is a line somewhere, or is it just take your pick, whatever
definitely
you need?
No line.
No line, exactly.
No, find
whatever keeps your sanity,
doctor.
I say.
Exactly. Find a good doctor. Find word of mouth is the way forward with anything, and find a doctor who says no. That I think is a really good way. I had a endoscopic brow lift about 12 years ago, and for 6 years I said to my doctor, can I have a lower facelift? And every year she would say no. And so I think it's really important to find somebody who says no to you.
I want an endoscopic brow lift. Is your doctor here?
She is.
Okay.
Dr. Claudia.
Oh, right.
Brazilian.
Yes.
She's
okay.
fabulous.
I think I may have heard of her before.
She is wonderful. And she's definitely a person who's out. I've been to her in the past and gone in for Botox and come out with something else.
Yeah.
Because they see your face differently. We look at ourselves every single day. And if you're looking at your forehead, for example, and she does your forehead, but that actually accentuates something lower. So she would say to you, if you do that, then that's going to look worse, because she knows what she's talking about.
And that's the important no.
Yeah.
Is if you go in and you ask for something that really doesn't suit you, doesn't work for you, or the doctor can see it clearly that you're going to be regretting this.
Yeah. And it's worrying in Dubai, because every other place in Dubai down on Beach Road is an aesthetic.
Sure.
clinic.
So how do you assess? How do you assess advice?
It's got to be word of mouth, and there have been times when I haven't liked the answer, when I've been told no, that I've gone for a second or even a third opinion.
Yeah.
And they've all said no. Okay, all right.
So you don't think money spent on aesthetics is wasted money?
There's a lot of waste that can be done. And in fact, I'm bringing out an ebook on everything that I've tried, which is quite a lot.
Yeah.
And what has worked, what hasn't worked, what I would do again and what I wouldn't go near again.
Oh, wow.
So
Start me from the last part of that list. What would you never go near again?
All therapy.
Oh,
That is honestly, and surgeons hate that.
yeah.
It can create nerve damage. I remember when I had it, that I could feel it was around here and I could feel the nerves in my feet. And you're thinking,
Yeah.
That cannot be good. And the lady who was giving it to me said, sometimes people don't even go through a whole session. The pain is so bad.
Terrible.
Why am I doing this? But I would never do that one again. Botox is a given, definite. So
It's maintenance.
easy. Maintenance. And it's so gradual. It isn't like you walk out and you're different. You can even forget that you had it until, I don't know, a few months later and you think, hang on a minute, what's going on here?
Assuming you go again to a good clinician or a good doctor who doesn't really load you, and then you're walking around like frozen.
Yeah, but you don't see many frozen faces these days. Do you?
Not as much as
You don't
we
even
used
see
to.
as many lips now as you
Yeah.
did
Yeah,
a few years ago.
thankfully.
Thankfully, yeah.
Thankfully.
I think things are easing up, but it is 2026, and things are only going to get better and easier. Facelifts these days are so much easier, and the bruising isn't even bad these days.
Yeah. I went with my mother. When I lived in the UK, my mother came to visit me and sprung it on me that she already had appointments. She was going for a facelift in the UK. So I remember very clearly.
How old was she?
Good question. That would have been about... She would have been 50. She would have been 50.
Good for her.
And she went for it. But it traumatized me because the bruising, when you mentioned bruising, that's what reminded me. The bruising was terrible. Not as bad. Did you ever watch, there was this movie with Elizabeth Taylor, and she showed herself after an actual facelift, or actually going through a facelift.
No.
Quite old. I mean,
I
something
had to
from my
Google
childhood.
that.
Yes, maybe. And that was terrible. So my mum
But it
wasn't as
was
bad
bad
as
back
Elizabeth
then.
Taylor because it was that many years later. But yeah, so I'm glad you say that the bruising is not as bad these days.
When I'd finally had a lower facelift, I was on Instagram 3 days later and no one knew.
Wow.
Yeah. And I didn't even need makeup.
Is that Dr. Claudia again?
Yes.
I'm coming.
Yes. The brow lift was a little bit more tricky because I had some fat transfer underneath my eyes, and I did look Asian for quite a period of time. My husband was terrified. I was a bit scared because you're thinking, I don't know what the end result is going to be, but Dr. Claudia was saying it'll be fine.
Yeah.
But you're still thinking, but will it?
Yeah, of
Maybe I'll
course.
be that one person who isn't.
Scary.
So that's a longer haul. That is a few weeks, but the lower was like gone.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
That's great. You look amazing. Stunning.
Thank you very much.
I should say.
Thank you.
So there's that, and then there is the daily routine, which you don't skip, and then there's the exercise and diet.
Yes, sleep has to be the most important.
Oh, yes, of course, sleep, yes.
Cannot do without my sleep. And my husband's waking me up at 2:30 every morning. I think that is part of the whole grumpiness, is the being woken up, because I need my solid sleep. My ring's telling me that I'm not getting it as well. And it's just not good. You need to sleep. If you're going to go to the gym, you need to have rested. Because if you're not sleeping and you're stressed, no workout is going to do you any good. The same with food. You're going to eat differently if you're tired. if I've had a long flight or just been incredibly busy, I'll probably eat chocolate. Our family actually says there are no carbohydrates. There's nothing that's going to put on weight at the airport as you sit there eating McDonald's. There are times when you're tired that you do things that you wouldn't, of course, normally do.
Yeah.
And you don't think straight. And so sleep is the most important thing. Then food would be the second, and then exercise is the third for me. So I don't give myself a really hard time if I don't exercise. I'll get back on it. Always regret getting off it, though, because, gosh, it's hard going back, isn't it?
Sure. Absolutely.
But food, low carb.
Yeah.
I don't eat until I'm hungry, which can sometimes be midday, sometimes 2:00. I don't like being told I have to eat at a mealtime. I believe it's what works for me.
Yeah.
I'm not going to eat because it's 1:00, for example.
Right. Have you tried any of these body hacks, biohacks? Have you done cold plunges?
Yes.
Walked on
Done
fire?
Those. I'm seriously thinking about getting a sauna in the house.
Yes.
Because that seems to be more important to longevity than cold plunges. They are saying...
subscribe to that.
There again, you have to choose who you're listening to because there's so much information out there, isn't there? Even if you ask Chat, he'll tend to say, yeah, good idea, go for a sauna.
The biggest liar.
What if I went for a cold plunge? Well, yes, you could do that. Good point. You could do that. But, he's so friendly and so helpful. But yes, I think we're going to go down the sauna route.
Yes, I would highly... I mean, you say you don't know who to listen to. I say try everything and listen to what your body is saying.
Yes.
And
Which
I'm
is
one
another
for
thing
trying
we don't
everything.
do. Is it we have forgotten how to listen to our instinct. That's saying listen to your gut. Well, how many zillion years have we been saying that? How did we know back then how important our gut is?
Absolutely.
That. So gut health is incredibly important. I cannot get into the fermented vegetables, though.
No, you don't like pickle?
I don't like pickle. I don't like any of that fermented stuff.
No pickle, no olives for you. Very, very, very British.
Yeah, that's not good, is it? No, I haven't. I can't get into that, but I will try it.
Yeah.
There's a great Tab Chili here who makes his own fermented things, and you can go and do a lesson, and make your own fermented vegetables.
That's
which is pretty cool.
I'm Lebanese. In our culture, I mean, you grow up in kitchens that are full of jars of different pickled things, and it's part of the daily routine, the making of those and replenishment of these jars. So, to me, it's almost
it's normal,
like drinking water.
But you do have the freshest vegetables.
Yes,
saves of the most amazing salads that actually taste of what they're supposed to taste of.
Proper vegetables.
Yes.
Proper vegetables. You've been in Dubai a while.
Yeah,
and
16 years.
Is it home for you and your family?
For sure. It has been the most amazing few months, I think. Emotional.
Sure.
I felt so patriotic being here. When you're driving, in fact, my skin is tingling now just thinking of it. You know, that period of time when the roads were really quiet and there were UAE flags all the way down Sheikh Zayed Road. And I said, I've got to get a flag.
Yeah.
I just love this country. I love how it has protected us. I wasn't here on that Saturday. I was in Istanbul and couldn't get home. I was desperate to get home. Mimi's in bits because she's terrified. My husband is laid back horizontal because he's ex-military. And so not getting into the terrified box with Mimi. And she needed me. And I just wanted to be back here to be with with her. So I got back on the Thursday. I just felt everybody who had stayed, everybody who was here for a purpose, and it was because it was their home. Mm-hmm. We built our home here, and it's a great country.
What makes it a home?
Us everything.
What makes it a home?
It's full of every possibility, anything you can, every idea you can have, it can give it to you. You can create here. You can do nothing. You can do the whole brunch scene, but you don't have to do that. You can walk the dogs around the lakes. It has everything. We're about to go into summer. It's not the best time, but it's still home.
Yeah. What do you do? Do you decamp in the summer?
No, we never really have. No, we don't have a home in England. So no, this is our home. We've always stayed and just gritted our teeth and got on with it, thinking we've done it before.
Yeah.
But in fact, you think, oh my gosh, really? I'd forgotten. A bit like
we
childbirth.
Do forget. We do forget from year to year. Exactly, like childbirth. You completely forget.
Yeah, and this one's going to be a hot one, apparently.
Really?
This one's going to be a bad one.
Oh.
I will go home, but I tend to only go home 4 or 5 days.
Mind you, I just came back from the UK. I spent 2 weeks in London.
In the heat? Did you have...
It was so hot,
and no
unbearable.
AC.
Couldn't breathe, nearly fainted on the street because it's not prepared. And then people were looking for places that had air conditioning that they could hang out at.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It was really hot, so...
Yes, we're never happy in England. It's too hot, too cold, rains too much.
Wrong leaves on the tracks. You know that.
Yes,
Wrong
no,
leaves on the tracks.
I love it here, and I can't imagine living anywhere else.
Yeah. Would your children also make Dubai a home?
Mimi's been here also for 16 years. She's married, and she's been married for 3 years. Just bought a new house out in the ranches, exactly the same as the house we lived in when we got here.
Oh, right.
So it's kind of like she's going home.
So what's her life like, or what's the advice that you give her like? She's not working?
No.
She stopped working as a model?
Yes. Well, she does Instagram. She's very successful as pushing fashion.
Right. Is that lucrative, by the way? Just curious.
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As an influencer, you are able to monetize?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Definitely.
Easily?
Because you're...
I mean, what does it take
easy?
to become an influencer? And then what does it take to be able to monetize that status?
It depends if you have help. I make my own reels, which again, I kind of feel like it keeps me tech savvy. And I'm trying to do an Amazon storefront. I think that's what it's called.
What's that?
So you can have a shop, all the things you've bought on Amazon, you can put them in your shop and people can see what you buy. And I'm quite an Amazon shopper.
Sorry, so you buy things on Amazon
and then
for
you
yourself?
get a percentage of the product that people buy
so
from your page.
it's like you're endorsing that product that you bought
Exactly.
off of Amazon and people can go buy it.
Yes.
From,
For example, I bought a container and I've got all of my tech stuff in it, and it sits in the cupboard except when I'm traveling. And I know I can get it out, travel with it, and it's got everything. Be it a phone stand, a 3-meter cord, a 1-meter cord, you know, the USB-C, the USB, all those little things. It's got everything in it, and it goes everywhere with me when I travel.
Fantastic.
And so that whole thing is on my storefront. And I think I would love to be given that as a gift to anybody who travels. It's a great idea. So I'm trying to do that, but I'm finding that quite tricky. I need to talk to Chat about that, actually. I'm sure he can help me.
Yeah, I'm sure. So do you have partnerships or collaborations with brands? Is that also how you monetize?
Yes. Yes. You can have... my daughter has a few year-long companies that she works with on an annual basis. There again, I do find it challenging. I don't talk about money. And I think maybe that's an age thing. I don't know. I never have. I was brought up not to talk about money, and I try to, because it's important. I want money. I need money.
Sure.
And I'd like more money.
We all do.
But to say that out loud is a dirty words in some circles. And I find it is the same as saying I'm beautiful. You don't say that. Although we should be saying it, because to feel beautiful helps you become beautiful. If you don't feel beautiful, you're not going to be beautiful.
That's
and
true.
So overcoming these things, whereas my daughter is a great businesswoman and she talks about money and she gets in there and she, I can't even haggle in Sharjah. I'm new in Satwa. I'm a bad haggler.
So that's one other
tricky.
thing that maybe we need. It's not just you. It's women, and it's women of a certain age. We need to leave behind and get over.
Have you always spoken about money?
Look, I started life as a banker, a private banker.
Okay.
So I was meant to be managing people's money.
Right.
In order to manage people's money, you need to talk to them about opening an account that you will manage for them, and then them funding that account. And I found that very difficult.
Really?
It wasn't the easiest thing for me to talk to people about. I'm not telling them to give me their money, but just to
telling them where to put it.
And I really found that difficult at the time. It took a while to get over it.
Was that because you were brought up not?
Yes, same as you say, as you just said. We don't talk about money. Money is something that, happens. Don't know how it happens, but it just happens. And whatever we have is good enough. And you want more money, but you don't chase it. You don't follow it. And not chasing money is actually a strategy that I think works. You do what you do, and you do it well, and you do it right. You do the right thing by yourself and by people, and then that's my formula for how money happens.
Right. But is that
chasing it and asking it doesn't work for me?
Right. Is that the positive thinking type thing, or is it because my family didn't have a lot of money? We had a big house, and all the money went into the upkeep of the house. That's what happens in England.
Yes.
And so we had broken biscuits from the biscuit factory, for example, and we were always told that there wasn't money for things for my whole childhood. So that's what I was taught.
How does that affect, as a young girl, how does that affect your view of the world and what you want from it, what you can get from it?
You having to change your mindset on that is a big one. Lack of. But, The Secret, the book. I listened to The Secret quite a lot, The Power, all of the series. And that sort of thing helps you negotiate and change your mindset. Believing that you have enough, or you are going to have enough, rather than I don't have. So changing your language.
But it also fits with what we talked about earlier, and you talked about the mission and you know, following your passion and making it your mission in life. If you want something, then you prepare for it, and if you want something, then you start making decisions that somehow will lead you
corral you into
exactly.
that. Yeah.
You're not directly going and grabbing money or chasing money. You're actually working towards what
if you
is
know
going to
which
get
way
there.
you're, that working your way. I sometimes say I'm on a roundabout. I feel like I'm on a roundabout, and I'm just going I don't know which exit
Right.
I'm going to take.
And what gives you clarity in situations like that?
I don't have a lot of clarity in that situation. I'm still on that roundabout.
You're still on the roundabout.
Yeah.
Oh goodness me.
I know. I know. It's very frustrating. I was going to say I'm content. I'm not content sitting on that roundabout, but something will happen, and it's not an exit, but it's a lane.
Yeah.
It's a side lane, so I'll go off on that side lane.
But you saw the side lane. You spotted it.
Yes, yeah, but it generally
That's
leads me
you.
back to my roundabout.
The lane was always there, but you weren't seeing it before.
Yes.
You know, the few times that you went around.
Yes,
And then you spotted it.
yes, that's
So
true.
that's the clarity that comes out to, and that's how you've been. That's probably because you've been assimilating different points and signs and things in life.
The lane has not become a road yet, so I'm still in the lane.
But you're a very accomplished woman. You have reinvented yourself, if I can say. At a time, going back to the beginning of what we said, age 54, most women are withdrawing. Most women are hoping that nobody will see them, becoming invisible, making themselves invisible intentionally.
Yes, this is true.
You stepped right out. Fashion model.
Yes.
That's a lot of courage. That's a lot of determination.
Yes, I know there is more ahead of me. It's just that I'm just not exactly sure. Just not exactly sure. I'm excited about what it is because it's there, but
so you do a lot of
encouraged.
you do a lot of lives. You talk to a lot of experts, and you help a lot of people. So you are actually you're in the process of doing another ebook. So these are the things that you are putting in place. You probably don't know where it's going to lead you, but you know instinctively that it will lead you somewhere you want to go.
I do. That's why I said it now is my best age, and I expect it to continue that way because I know there is more.
You know do you know Rumi, the poet?
Yes.
This is something that I had read from Rumi, and I raised my children to this one phrase, and it says, when I set out on the road, the path appears. You just need to set out. You don't necessarily need to know where it's leading you, but you need to put your feet down on the road, and then the rest of it will appear.
Yeah.
It will come. But if you sit at home and do nothing, it's again like they say, you can't score any goals if you're sitting on the benches, right? So
you have to get out there. Yes, on that. But it isn't necessarily the lane, which took me to Thailand and Sri Lanka in the last month, is now making me think, okay, well, where am I going to die? I need to think about this. David and I need some sort of a plan. Which country are we going to die in? Where do we want our later years? Because we're going to stay here, but we're not going to die here. I don't want to go back to England to die. So where am I going to be? So having been to Thailand and Sri Lanka, I'm now thinking, well, hang on a minute. I think one of those two places would be. So that's kind of leading me off there, but that isn't necessarily, that wasn't the road I was expecting. Yeah. And it isn't the road. It's something I need to talk about and sort out in my head.
Yeah. It's a big world, beautiful places.
It is, and there's so much to see.
Beautiful places to see and be in and die at.
But I want to enjoy that place.
Yes.
I want to have spend some time like being in Dubai. You want to live it before you're not able to.
Why would you not want to die here? Not telling this to be...
I don't think it's necessarily... You just don't see old people here.
True.
So there isn't... Because they have incredible families and they all gather on a Sunday and they're big into their community, family community. So who would sit and talk to me? You know, it's just different. So, it's got to be, I've got to be prepared.
Yes. Preparation. That's the secret to success. Let me ask you a few... how do they call them? Fire questions? Quick fire questions. Oof. That's the word. No, nothing too difficult. This is what the team had prepared for us. But I asked you what aging is. We've done that. What advice would you give to your 20-year-old self?
Keep going. Make the mistakes you made.
Right.
Yeah. Don't regret. Just you learn by mistakes.
And I have a different, my own version of this question. If you were to if you were to bump into your 20-year-old self on the street as you leave this building now, what would your 20-year-old self say to you?
Ooh. Oh my gosh. What my 20-year-old self say to me? Probably.
You want to think?
I want to be you when I grow up.
Just gave me goosebumps because that's my answer.
Oh, really?
The first moment that question came into my head, I thought, oh, yes, that would excite.
Am I allowed to give you one? I was asked in a podcast recently, what would you tell your 3-year-old self?
Do not be afraid. The world is a loving place, and those around you, they love you. Even though sometimes they might not seem like it, but they do love you. Take it on. That's me.
Yeah. Isn't that funny that love comes into it? Because my reaction to that, and I'd never been asked that question before, was you will be loved.
That was your answer.
Yeah.
Gosh, are you?
I know. That's deep, isn't it? But it is.
Yeah. I know. I'm wondering if we're twinning here.
I know.
Yeah. Amazing. What does aging beautifully look like to you?
Being happy. If you're not happy, you're not going to be beautiful.
What do women worry too much about?
Other women.
What other women think? Only women, not men?
Yeah, I think women. Women are the mean ones.
Yeah. What matters to you less now, at your age now? What matters less?
Money, I think, probably, because I believe now that I'll find it, that it will. You know,
it's doable.
Yeah.
And what matters more?
My first thought was my babies, my children, but what I don't know that they matter to me. Just end of.
Yeah. And what makes you feel most alive in your day, every day?
being excited to be healthy and what makes me most excited? Opportunities. Knowing that there's going to be something exciting around the corner.
And what would you say now, if you look back at your life, and if you look forward to what you would like to achieve, even though we're still on the roundabout, what would you put as your life's mission?
Definitely helping more people. I love touching people. I love eye contact. I found that was the hardest thing during COVID. I want to get out there and touch and hug and be with more humans. Bring back humanity, I think.
Wasn't COVID amazing in the sense that we all had to wear masks and we all had to actually look at the eyes and only the eyes of others?
It was, but it's affected children so much that they don't. And even when my children were small, we made a really big thing in the family that when you talk to somebody, you make eye contact with them. I don't know that children do that as much now as they used to. It's a really important thing.
Why do you say that children weren't looking at
I just don't think that we're losing the whole contact thing because you're always doing something else.
You mean
there's always
the
something
obsession
else
with
going
phones
on.
and screens and all that. No, I agree with you. That's an epidemic all of its own.
Yeah, even when I WhatsApp or message somebody and it's a really bad way to communicate, and I can be very abrupt in a message, and I don't mean to be, and I don't mean to be rude. It's just a message and it's gone.
Yes.
Yeah, my daughter will read a message and say, "Oh my God, you sent that!" And say, "Why was it bad?"
Yeah. Well, Caroline, thank you so much for coming in to see me.
Thank you.
I loved our conversation, and I wish you all the best of luck.
Thank you. Can you get me off that roundabout?
I cannot. You can get yourself off the roundabout. I'm very happy to support you.
Thank you.
And to be a sounding board for you anytime you need one.
Thank you very much.
And a friend who's not going to judge.
Thank you.
Thank you.